I'm sure you've all seen drawings of cast before. One of my favourite exercises is to draw the same object, be it a cast or anything else, from different obscure angles in order to see more abstractly and to learn how to draw what I'm actually seeing. So here are my 7 tips for starting a drawing quickly and accurately. And for a full-length tutorial where I go into much more depth, please check out my Patreon account.
Number 1. Think of the whole. Start by finding the space that the object you're drawing occupies using broad, straightish lines. Map out the major perimeters of the object freely with long, searching lines, thinking about the relationship between the height and the width, as well as the major angles. Don't focus on details or any complex shape. Simplify the object with no more than 6 or 7 major lines. 2. Measure a small number of big things. Don't measure everything. This is a surefire way of stunting your flow. Instead, take a couple of the most fundamental measurements, such as the height versus the width, finding a square, noting a halfway point, or seeing how many times one part of the object fits into the whole. 3. Refine your shape. Turn each of the major lines you've found into 2 smaller lines, gradually chiseling away the shape to create something closer to the object that you're seeing. You're entirely flattening the object at this point. Think about the space it would occupy if it were a 2-dimensional abstract shape cut out of a piece of paper. 4. Compare angle breaks and alignments. By checking the spatial relationship between all of the corners, you can ensure they line up correctly. Triangulate different points. These points will become vital landmarks for you as you progress through the drawing. 5. Think 3-dimensionally using overlaps. So far, we've just been thinking in terms of 2 dimensions, but of course, we want to create the 3-dimensional form of our object. Use overlapping lines to show which parts of the form are closer to the viewer and which are further away. In other words, which part of the form is in front and which is behind. This will begin to suggest a volumetric structure to your drawing. 6. Refine your contour. The junctions that you're creating with the overlapping lines will also help you to find your contour. Hint: it's no accident that the overlapping lines tend to occur at angles on the contour. The contour we see is a result of all the different forms stacking up and overlapping in front of our eyes. The internal lines are entirely related to the external ones. 7. Separate the light and shadow. If you have one main source of light, you'll be able to see where the light hits and where it does not. Make a decision about where the light ends and the shadows start, and separate these light and shadow areas into distinct shapes. Keep your shapes simple and clear, and then mass in the shadows with a flat tone. This will begin to give the drawing a sense of light and help you to see any errors. From here, you can continue to refine everything. This exercise is like training at the gym. Spend 30 minutes of pure focus on one drawing before resting and starting again from a different angle. Quick reps with maximum input will help you achieve quick progress and stop you from overthinking and being too precious. Remember, you don't have to get everything right while you're learning. You just have to put the time and effort in and repeat, repeat, repeat. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you found it helpful, and perhaps consider checking out my Patreon channel, where I post full-length tutorials and other exclusive drawing content.